Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller prospecting. Welcome to another Tuesday Night Gold Panning Fever episode number 223. This is going to be the GoldPutz episode. We're going to be going through some GoldPutz Paydirt. Show that off in a minute. For right now, let me just go catch up on chat. Took a while for YouTube to go live today. I don't know why. To get an extra full minute. Joey Brown, how's it going? David Hamilton. Nico, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. That sucks. Always sucks having to sell stuff off. Catch me, how's it going? Imagination to form. Ayad, how's it going, brother? Thank you very much for being here. Rum Barbecue. Stephen LeBlanc, how's it going? Brian, thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate it. Catch more, how are you tonight? New to the channel. It's a very cold day today. Out prospecting the New Creek. Did you find anything good? PA, what's up, brother? How's it going? Aaron Mack, Dina, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Shane Prothero, Crash, Refotris, how's it going? Josh, what's up, brother? How you been doing? How's the wife? How's the kids? Do you have any currently? John Toms, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Aaron Mack. Beerman Gold Prospecting, how's it going? Outfitter, how's it going? Johnny Bushman, how's it going? To make pop out chat and make it pop out chat. Live chat. There we go. What is everyone doing tonight? Hopefully everyone's staying warm. Our weather here has just been flipping, flopping. I mean, last week it was in the 87. It was 87 the other day. The next day it was in the 20s. Absolutely crazy to have like a 70-degree swing in the middle of the country. Not a dang thing. Well, did you have fun at least? If you had fun, it's worth it. It's always worth doing stuff if you have fun. So, and yes, definitely vote for me for president. That will definitely end all our wars. They just sent troops. 82nd Airborne on their way. Middle East. No good. Detroit is going up and down too. Anything over 70. Yeah, it's the same way, Aaron. It's just crazy. I don't mind like if it's hot, and I don't mind if it's cold. You know, you deal with it, and you wait for that spring and fall when you're going to have medium temperatures for a good solid month. But the weather these days is just, you have ice out one day and the next day you're sweating, So outside and enjoyed yourself. Well, there you go. Hard money. What's up, GoldPutz? How's it going, Putz? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Yeah, no coffee today, by the way. I just saw my replay on the thing. Doing the caffeinated tea today. I didn't feel like making any coffee or drinking anything hot, really. So, but I needed some caffeine, and the coffee I have is decaffeinated, so I needed some caffeine, and this is Outfitter. Thank you very much, brother. I still have to reply to your last email. No. It just threw me, it threw me when the little notepad being from Bobby. I was like, what? Where did he get this sheet of paper from? Adventure Prospecting, how's it going? One of these blood thinners, yeah. I mean, I like cold weather, but I can only deal with cold weather for like a month or two. Once it drags on and it keeps going, then it's just miserable. Hot weather, you can always go inside, cool off and stuff like that, and but it just seems like nowadays there's no like real good weather. Like you'll see like the other day, I think it was last week, we had one day that was in like the 70s and it was nice. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. But the day before that was really cold. And the day after that was like the 80-degree, 87s, which isn't horrible. But, you just want like a week of nice weather. You just want to be able to enjoy a couple weeks of nice weather without, either sweating and, wanting to run to the AC or having to put 4 jackets on. So, Yeah, that's what because when I saw it was going to be 87, I was like, oh great, I could put all my winter clothes away and pull out all my shorts and things like that. And the next morning I woke up and I was like, why is it so cold? I was like, oh. No, what you gonna do? Jeff O'Reilly, Jason G, what's up? Yeah, well, gold's coming down and then going up. I mean, uh, you know, it's a wonderful thing to see. You know, it's one of those. You know, I this is a tough one. I it's kind of weird. Usually if gold goes down, that means like the dollar is up and other things are up, the stock market. It's just, they kind of are like a seesaw. When other things are not as good, like when the dollar's down, gold was up. Look at it, the last 40 years of history. But now everything is down. Absolutely everything is down. I mean, oil did go up late today, but that was just because of the news that came out. But, for the last 4 or 5 days, oil has been down, gold's been down, Bitcoin's been down, silver's been down, gold's been down. Where's all the money going? Somebody's got to be investing in something. The stock market is down. You can't have absolutely everything down. The money has to be going somewhere. So right now, it's all being hidden, which, is not good. But yeah, gold is down a little bit. It spiked really low last night. I was looking at the charts this morning, and I think at like 3 a.m. it hit like 4,100, something like that. It really dropped like crazy at like 3 in the morning. So if you were up at like 3 in the morning, you could have bought some gold because it's back up to like 4,400. You could have made a couple of dollars. So I just got my heat fixed yesterday. Oh yeah, that's generally the way things go too. Is you go to get something fixed, and the first thing that people say is, "Oh, I'm surprised this did." Those left behind, how's it going? Thank you for being here and being a mod. Tomcat Josh, thank you for being here. PA, thank you for being here and being a mod. I appreciate all of you. HD, thank you for being here as well. Andy Casey, how's it going? Kristen Reed, how are you? Grateful American, buy now. I'm still buying. I'm being very cautious. I will say I did buy some Paydirt yesterday. I did buy some Dirt Hog, not yesterday, but last week I bought some Dirt Hog Paydirt, and it was refunded. My secret shopper got a nice fat refund, so I guess Dirt Hog doesn't want to be selling to us Americans anymore. So, but yeah, it's one of those things. Do I think gold might go lower? Yeah, I was talking to someone about it today, and I was like, I think it could possibly go all the way back down to 3,000 and then end up going back to 3,500 and spending some time there as well. But when it hit, what was it, 4,400 or something, I bought a nugget that I wanted. I bought some Paydirt the other day. I am being very cautious, though. I'm not, there are not going to be any, 10 grammars or 5 grammars on my wish list anytime soon until it makes up its mind. So yeah, that's it, PA. You just got to keep buying. I was talking to a Paydirt seller. I won't say who, but they were emailing me, and essentially, if you buy an ounce of gold at 4,500 and then gold drops to 4,400, you essentially, if you sold Paydirt at that price, you'd lose money. You just couldn't get. So then you have to buy. If you bought it at 45, gold drops to 44, you just have to buy an ounce at 4. Mingle the two, and now you're at 42.50 and you can make a profit again. So you essentially have to keep buying. You just, you have to just keep buying, as long as we don't have to carry around our money in a wheelbarrow to buy a loaf of bread. Yeah. Sadly, I was reading the other day about how, our national debt has gotten to the tipping point where it's pretty much unrecoverable. It's going to be unrecoverable pretty soon, where no matter what we do, we're never going to be able to get out of it without something, like external means, without like a major World War III or deciding to make gold worth $50,000 an ounce to buy out our debt. just because it's getting so large that the interest rate on it is, the interest we're paying on it is more than we can ever bring in. So it is worrisome, which is another reason why I have gold, because if you flee to Mexico, those dollars aren't going to be worth very much. But at least if you go down there with some gold, you might be able to buy some tacos, Might have to start doing bags of copper Paydirt. TM, how's it going? Adventure prospecting, how's it going? I mean, I wouldn't say you have to do copper bags. I mean, Paydirt's been selling, Paydirt, people have been buying Paydirt when it went all the way up to, what was it, like 170 a gram? So, if gold right now is at like 143 or something, let me see. What is it exactly? It's been hopping around a little bit all day today. Yeah, out of all of the issues the United States has, I think the national debt should and always should be the number one thing that every single president, congressman, any politician should be talking about. It's the only thing that matters. If we were to get out of debt, it's the same thing as like if you're saddled with a home loan, a car loan, credit card debt, you just live, you're just not happy. You're always worried about it. But if all of a sudden someone came up and paid it all off for you, your life would be so much better. You could say, oh man, I don't have to pay, this extra $1,000 on my house note. I don't have to pay the $1,000 for my car note. I don't have to pay the extra insurance on my car. I don't have to, you can just live your life and enjoy yourself. And, you can spend frivolously on your friends and family. And if the United States didn't have a national debt, we could spend money a little bit better, and it's not a certain politician type problem. That's both Republicans, Democrats, Independents. That's a problem for Americans. So 144.13. Gold is making a huge rebound. Gold is way up. Gold's going up. Might hit 4,600 later today or something. So, if you bought gold the other day, if you're buying gold Paydirt, now might be the time if it keeps going up, because a lot of sellers probably still haven't raised their prices up. I mean, I did see some like, there's some that are just holding out. There's some Paydirt sellers that are they are not going to lower their price. They're waiting for gold to go back up. Brian Thomas Gold, Gold Bay. Those are the two old ones. They're just not changing their prices. I don't think they are. So I wouldn't buy from them right now, because I've been wanting to buy one of the hard rocks, but I refuse to pay $185 for a hard rock when, gold is 140 a gram. So if it goes up, I'll buy it. Otherwise, I'll buy something else. So that was accrued through fraud. Yeah, well, we are paying interest. That's just the problem. We are paying interest. It doesn't matter how we got the debt. We're paying it, and it's just, yeah. Paydirt a bag of copper pennies. Now that one would be fun. Jeff, how's it going, brother? Somewhere in Ohio. How's it going? Been a while, brother. How you been doing? Charles King, how are you? Johnny Langham, GoldPutz. GoldPutz sells some chunky Paydirt. Gold Nugget Sales has a chunky bag. I think their chunky bag is only 3 grams. I don't think he has a 1 gram. He might have to look. But Gold Nugget Sales, they've been, as I was saying earlier, some Paydirt sellers are not updating their prices. Some of the ones that are, GoldPutz does have a chunky one. It's called the Big something bag of Paydirt, or what is it? No, what's the chunky one called? Chunky Paydirt Putz is here. He could tell me what it is. So, but GoldPutz sells a chunky bag. Gold Nugget Sales says a chunky bag, and they're both updating prices accordingly, which is what we want. So, Fishing in Frederick, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. I called Brian Thomas today. He's looking to buy small gold or trade big nuggets for small gold. Yeah, well, he's been doing that forever. Him and Dave have always been willing to trade gold for nuggets. So it was, and it wasn't, I would be curious if Brian is doing a 1-to-1 trade, because what was I can't remember what Dave's old formula was. It was like 8-to-1 or something like that, So, or 10 to 8 or something like that. You know, if you gave him 10 grams of fine gold or small gold, he'd give you an 8-gram nugget for it. So, mm. Yeah, GoldPutz definitely has chunky bags. Thank you very much, Fishing. I appreciate it. 124 to 1 is the trade. Yeah, because I know Dave used to always do that, and I've tried to work out deals with Dave before, and I just always felt, I'm not saying I was, but I always felt like it was kind of like getting shafted when you tell somebody, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give you 12.4 grams and you're going to give me, I tried to work out a deal with them once for somebody that had like, what was it, like 3 ounces of gold, and just the nuggets he wanted to trade were just the ugliest Idaho potato nuggets you'd ever seen. I was like, no, he wants nice nuggets. So, oh, I wonder why, GoldPutz. I wonder why. I didn't ask what he was doing for the trade ratio. Yeah, I'm sure he has a trade ratio, but like I said, I don't think Brian Thomas or, there's some sellers that, they get sales and I don't think they're worried. I was actually kind of surprised that Bering Sea Paydirt, because she's usually pretty, every day she's pretty good at, or whoever's running her website, Emily Rydell, at updating their prices daily. And they didn't update it for like 4 or 5 days, but they finally did drop the price. I think they were just waiting. So, you just got to be more cautious these days with which Paydirt you're buying. So, and like I said to all my Patreon members, and if you're here and you just don't read my updates, Patreon, I am going to start putting my daily ROI chart. I am going to start including other sellers that don't make the list normally, just because gold is so erratic. And sometimes you just want to know, like if, for example, my 1+ gram bags I require, or my suggestion is 90% or better ROIs, but there might be a seller on there you've really been wanting to try, but they're not on the list, so you don't, and they might be at like 89.99%, so they didn't make the list, but they would be close. And also you can compare sellers, like if you're like, oh, I wonder how this seller compares to that seller, I'll have the list and everyone can compare everybody. So, and Drake goes, doing good, brother. How have you been doing? So, I mean, the list will only include people that guarantee a set amount of gold. I'm not going to carry, because there's some sellers on there. There is a couple sellers on there I wish I could add to the list that don't have any guaranteed amount of gold. But then there's just no way to put them on the list. And I don't want to, get people thinking, So, if gold is going to be erratic, why shouldn't your list be too? Yeah, well, it's going to be, I just want my list, like I said, if you read today's post, when I originally started my list, it was just because gold was going up and up and up and up. Me and Mike from GNS were talking about how gold was going up, and, I was talking to him about coming out with his 1/4 gram bag Paydirts, and, the only reason he came out with a 1/4 gram bag of Paydirt was because gold was getting so expensive. And, there's a lot of people in chat that every single week say they can't afford Paydirt because it's getting so expensive. And that's why I started the daily ROI chart, was just, another way to reward my Patreon members so they could see. And I know it's not always about the ROI, but if you can only afford 1 bag of Paydirt a month, do you want to get a bag that's going to give you a 70% ROI and you kind of wanted to have fun with it, or a bag that you would kind of have fun with it, but you'd get a 90% ROI? That 20%, especially when gold is, $160, $170 a gram, that's 20 or 30 bucks. That's dinner and lunch for 2 days. So, and that's why I started it. But now that gold's going back to huge drops, huge raises, huge drops, I'll just start putting everybody on there. And, people, I'll still make my suggestions on who the best ROIs are. But, drug has cancer one time since my heart attack. Yeah, not too bad. I'll try not to be too exciting today. And you definitely don't want to be looking at this ugly mug for too long. Yeah. I had one. I was drinking 2 stents. Ugh. Bolly's Chunky Boy is a favorite, and GNS 3 gram chunky. Yeah. So there's a couple sellers out there that have chunky. I don't ever pay attention to those. I need to start paying attention more to like the chunky and easy bags, because those are generally the most, people ask the most about, because it's easier to pan. So we good. Wait, some big chunky coming. So, but we're going to get to panning in a second. Now, today, I'm going to actually be doing 2 bags of Paydirt. Even though I only put in the thumbnail 1, this is the one I put in there. And even though the description on the back says contains unsorted gold and about a pound of the densest material. We got like 6 ounces of material here. And today is going to be a shorter night just because I have my son tonight. But I decided, why not mix this with something? And I'll mix it with the devil's dandruff. So we're going to mix these 2 bags together, pan them out. Now, I don't believe, so this devil's dandruff was guaranteed 0.125 grams. He no longer sells this one anymore. He only sells the 1/4 gram, which I think is better. Especially with really fine gold. Now, I like sellers, and I think sellers should start offering 1/8 gram bags of Paydirt, 1/4 gram bags of Paydirt. If you can do it and make money, now if you can't make money off of it, obviously don't do it. But if you can make a buck or 2 selling an 1/8 gram bag of Paydirt to somebody, obviously the ROI won't be as great. I think you should. But with really fine gold, I think more is better, you know. Gold tends to want to settle together. So when you've got somebody doing a hard bag of Paydirt, they want to be rewarded for it. So we're just going to add this to the other one, make one nice bag of Paydirt and start panning it out. I can give you dandruff. I don't, it's the one thing I don't have to worry about it anymore is dandruff. So forgot to update the stupid inventory. Miss Independent, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Richard McCarthy, thank you for being here. And appreciate everyone for being here. Even if I don't say hi to you, I do appreciate you being here. I'm just missing you in chat. So I'll see you eventually and say thank you, hopefully. No. We got 65. All right. So yeah, so let's just shrink down the ugly mug, start doing some panning, see if we can't get some good gold. Smoking some of the devil's lettuce while watching Miller pan his dandruff. I do sell it. You do still sell those 0.125 or you're just out of stock on it. Okay, yeah, that's right. I thought you had said, which one are you just... I thought you told me you were getting rid of one of them. See, this is why you can't be emailing me and telling me stuff, Putz, because it all gets jumbled up in here with all the other stuff that's going on in my life. So, oh yeah, I already did that. Yeah, see, I already have it here. So yeah, so yeah, so it's got a little bit of magnetics in it, not too much. So, which, by the way, small tip to anyone. Never, ever hold a magnet up to Paydirt like this before you pan it. Because what it does is it magnetizes all the black sands and make them stick together. It makes it more difficult to actually pan out when you go to pan it. So now if you want to use a magnet later on to remove the black sands, yeah. But if you do it before, it kind of makes the black sands all stick a little bit more together. It makes them a little bit more difficult to pan. So I don't see the panning shelf. No, it's still sitting on my desk. It's still sitting on my desk. Like I told you, I got to do some research on it. It's just, I go down rabbit holes. You should see, I have Post-it notes all over my desk of different rabbit holes I go on during the day. Yesterday was that, and today was dental insurance for Liz, and my Amazon Prime account. I was down a rabbit hole with Amazon Prime for an hour because I would bet my bottom dollar I'm not getting the 5% that I'm supposed to be getting cash back on. So I was trying to get them to show me exactly where it shows and stuff. But, you know, so, but yeah, it will be on the shelf. I do need to figure out a different way. I guess I'm going to have to shrink down. See, if I was a little bit shorter, it'd be great, you know, just so I could finish up this shelf. But yeah, it'll get on there. It'll get on there in a couple of days. Rocky Mountain Prospect, we've got 2 1-gram bags left of 15, fast shipping. Well, that's awesome. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Where are you selling it at, Rocky Mountain? Just on your YouTube? Just word of mouth? Do you have a video or something showing it? or a short. Let me see. I'm trying to see. No, I see nothing. So I need to see it. I need to see the bags before I spend my hard-earned money. That's one of my things about Paydirt is if it's not something that I'm buying for panning, if it's for the shelf or something, I need to see them because I've been duped a few times by buying them for the shelf and they just don't cut the mustard. Then I have to just pan them out. So Midwest Gold Fever, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. $155 a gram. Lynch Mining Black Sand's always strung together. What's up, Ferd? How's it going, brother? And yeah, I think it was because he was running a big magnet through his stuff to pick it up to add to bags because usually, like if you're making Paydirt, you'll have like buckets of each classification or buckets of this. It's a lot easier. You're not going to pan it or use a giant separator to get all the black sands out, but what you will use is a giant industrial magnet and just run it over all your material, get big piles of black sand to make the black label bags, which would tend to make the magnetite stick together a lot more. So Refocers. Yeah, I mean, it's a catch-22. I mean, like, if you think about it, miners, people that are mining for gold, a lot of the best Paydirts out there right now are ones that are by miners. And if a miner all of a sudden says, hey, look, it's worth it for me to go out there making $150 a gram, if all of a sudden gold drops down to 60, it's not worth it for them then. Then if they're like, hey, I got to go out here all day to make $60, I could have been at my job and made 300 or 200 or 100 or whatever it is. Gold being higher made a lot of the reasons why Paydirt is so good. So, but it is a catch-22. It's harder to buy. It's harder to get. It's that thing in between. So in a few years, you'll be shorter. Yeah, I'm actually taller because I had my knees replaced. I gained a half an inch, so it's going to take a while. It'd be interesting to get 2 magnetic bags and could demagnetize one of the bags to see if it makes a difference. That's not bad. That's not a bad thing. I could add that to my ever-growing list of things. I found some stuff. I was cleaning out my my totes today. I was cleaning out some of my totes for all my different equipment for some future reviews I got coming up because I was supposed to, by the way, Monday, I was supposed to have a new video with the switchback in it again. I was running the switchback through some more tests, but unfortunately, I had a major meltdown with the pump. And I had to replace the pump, and then it just out. So I had to pull out all my totes of stuff looking for my other 750 gallon per hour pump. All I could find were bigger ones, which I planned on using, and smaller ones I could not find one, and I didn't want to have to order one off of Amazon. But I ended up having to order one off of Amazon, and it was just a giant pain. So my basement was a wreck. I had everything pulled out because I know. So today I was like, well, I'm gonna put everything back together to try and see if I can find the other pump. But I found some other things I had bought or made or something else for future videos. So I've got a long list of future things for videos. I still have the Nugget Bucket 3.0 coming out video, some other stuff. So the switchback sucks. Yeah. So there is a switchback video coming out. It's shot, running all the material has been shot. I ran all that. I finally ran it yesterday at like 5 o'clock because the Amazon arrived late, even though it was supposed to be overnighted. The Amazon package showed up at like 5 o'clock at night. So I ran all the material last night, and then I went and hung out with Liz, came home at like 9 o'clock at night, and then ran some more material through it. So I just have to shoot the ending for it and do some more stuff. But I tried to see just a little header. I decided to swap out because I think one of the problems with the switchback might have been that the pump was too small and that they're being cheap by putting a 750 gallon pump in there, and maybe it would run better if it had a 1100 gallon pump or a 1500 gallon pump. So I ran it with different pumps on it to see if it would make a difference. So that's what the video is going to be about mostly, just, But yeah, my opinion on it has not changed. So Tuesday's charts up, Jake. Bill Snodgrass, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Anyone else I missed while I was talking? JP, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it, brother. Still have your bottle on the wall. And one of these days, I still need to get a benzo bag on my shelf. I always forget. Then, like, I'll see you pop in chat, and I'm like, man, I need to get a benzo. Then I forget about it, or I'm broke. So, Miss Gamo, how's it going, Tony? Thank you for joining the chat. Deep North Adventures, how's it going? I'm using an 1,100 gallon per in mine. Yeah, so I ended up swapping the 1,100, and I can tell you, I found, well, I'll leave it for the video, otherwise people won't watch the video. Don't like the upper mat material? It's just the adventure sluice. Pretty much what everything they're doing is they're trying to keep repurposing the same mat that they already have. So I really need a cleanup buddy. Yeah, I personally, like, I would get the cleanup. You know, it's one of those things where I think the Boss Buddy is probably the better of the three. I think if you had to choose between the cleanup buddy, the Boss Buddy, or the switchback, I think the Boss Buddy is probably out of the three the best buck for the dollar, or the dollar for the buck, whatever it's called. Just because it has the adventure sluice mat in it, so it's a bigger mat than the cleanup buddy, because the cleanup buddy is a 3x6. And the Boss Buddy is, I guess, a 4x12 or something like that, like a 4x12. So it's a lot more area. So you can run more material. You'll catch most of the gold. The only problem with it is I think the Cleanup Buddy, if you weigh it without the matting, it weighs a little bit more than the Boss Buddy does without the mat, which means they used less material to make a bigger sluice, which would mean, to me, that means it's going to warp or bend or something later on sooner. So the Cleanup Buddy is very stout. I mean, it's built solid. So I don't think it might take a couple years before you warp. Best bang for your buck. There you go. See, that's why you're going to be my vice president, brother. I'm going to need you. Be like, hold on there. I got to talk to my vice president. What are we talking about here? Oh, there you go. Best bang for your buck. Got a 4,700 gallon 12-volt pump. Where'd you get that from, brother? Oh, you're going to have to send me a link for that. Email me that. I'd like to see that. A 12-volt pump. Yeah, because I was looking on Amazon like last year for some really heavy-duty 12-volt pumps. And I really couldn't find any that were good. I mean, they're all just like bilge pumps. And bilge pumps just aren't very good for continuous use. Bilge pumps will burn out really, really quick. So you got to get a Miller table. No. If you're going to get a Miller table, you get the the Razorback or something from Flower Gold Wizard. I was watching somebody use that today. So Amazon, it's huge. Yeah. Email me here if you don't mind. Email me. I'd love to see it. I just, because like I said, last year at some point, down one of my rabbit holes, I was looking for a really powerful pump. I just wanted to do some weird experiments with stuff. And it's a lot easier the bigger the pump. Like you can get a 1,100 GPH pump, but, if you're doing something and it doesn't have a header box to make it all, it just isn't a lot of flow rate. So Deep North. Oh, you people. This is a bilge, but a non-auto types can run extended. All right, yeah, email me. I'll be curious. Wait, what is it? I'll do that, Outfitter. You might have to email me to remind me to email you, but I'll do it. Plan to switch for, yeah, well, see, here I can just plug stuff in, but I use I have a big old battery bank that I use down in my basement so I don't electrocute myself, because I'm always standing in like a foot of water whenever I'm doing my my video shoots down here for my my equipment reviews, because I spill water everywhere in my basement and my wires are all taped together and stuff like that. So I don't anything that I can plug in 110. I used to always have 110 stuff plugged in, but it was all spliced together and everything. And then I got a little shock one day, and I said, well, I just need to start using a power bank. So, even if I do get a shock from the power bank, it won't be enough to like stop my heart and just keep pumping it in until I'm barbecued and my cat decides to eat me. So I might get knocked out or something, but I can deal with that. Mm. The clean body. There you go, John. Got my 4,300 off DreamMat site. They had the best price around. I have to look at them. I haven't looked at. The only reason I don't shop on most websites, like High Plains and all those sites, is just because shipping usually is the killer for me. When on Amazon, I get everything shipped free. You know. But all right, we're gonna go. I need to shrink down my ugly mug. We're gonna do some panning. And again, if you didn't catch earlier in the show, we're gonna be panning out 2 bags of GoldPutz Paydirt. We're gonna be mixing them together just to make it a little bit more fun. We have the Devil's Dandruff and the HardScrabble bag. This one is guaranteed 1 gram of gold. This one is guaranteed 0.125. He does put cheat sheets on the back, so I do know how much gold is in here. I'm not going to weigh it up or anything like that because whatever I miss will just go into Tuesday tailings and somebody else gets the pleasure of panning it out later. So I do still dig. I had my flower gold wizard out yesterday when I was upset waiting for my pump that did not arrive yesterday. I was playing with my flower gold wizards pump. So with my flower gold wizards sluice. Oh, well, I guess we should be panning because my thing is telling me that's fully charged so I can open up chat. So, all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Start doing some panning. And there we go. So give me a second, set everything up, move some stuff around, slap some gloves on, get my magnet in case we have to cheat tonight. Which I don't think we should because I'm not too worried about it. This isn't a review or anything. All right, let's open up the tablet. Hopefully it's charged enough to last the night. All right, YouTube. Let's see. Open up this. I'm in need of an RPE sluice. I have an RPE sluice. I was just it's sitting over here in its box because I was like, man, I need to figure out what to do with this thing. I can show it to you. I don't know if it's a first gen or not. Just remind me when we get back to the ugly mug part. But I do have an RPE sluice. Here, we'll do. It's probably not a first gen because I bought it a while back. Not too far back though. All right, just waiting for ads to be gone so we can start panning. We're waiting for tablet to do something, but let me see. Jose, how's it going? Hammer Prospecting, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Yeah, I love the FGW sluice. I still think they should make some changes to it, but is that a dead fly in my water? Not in my bubble. If there was a fly in there, my cat would have ate it already. Oh my gosh, I cannot get. I can't get the live show to open up. And thank you for joining the show, Daryl. All right, now let's see. Come on, tablet. I need live show. All right, thank you. It always makes me shut it down and turn it back on. I don't know why. Alan, how's it going, brother? Hopefully the ribs are a little bit better now. It's just sleeping. Gloves are inside out. It's not secret if you let everyone know. You can't tell them it's secret. You just have to post it. What's up? You must have heard us all talking about your sluice. He was like, oh, paid advertisement time. Alaskan Assassin, how's it going? Daryl, no worries. Thank you. I appreciate you joining the show. All right. Oh, let's mix up these bags. Oh, where's my scissors? Makes it easier. All right, both bags are in. There we go. What's this old bullet? I don't know, some old something or another. An old seashell. And a whole bunch of material. Mark Sheldon, thank you for joining the show. Appreciate you being here and being a mod. Appreciate it. Alaskan Assassin. Anyone I missed, I apologize. And again, I appreciate everyone that's here. Johnny Bushman, what did one gold nugget say to the other? Hey, you. All right. I'm just going to pan a little bit at a time to see how it goes. The Devil's Dandruff is supposed to be all minus 50 gold. So I'm not sure how much of that I'll be able to capture tonight. Again, Tuesday tailing. So whatever doesn't get captured by me gets captured by one of my Patreon members in one of their Patreon bags. So. But I know we talked about it last week. I am going to have to think I'm going to try, it probably won't be until like Christmas, November or December. I am still trying to figure out a way to do like the old winch mining $20 bags. But it's just the shipping. The shipping is where it's getting me. So, because was that a 3-ring? No, I don't think it is. I don't know what it is. It looks like a fossil of some sort. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't sound. It sounds like a fossil. And how you been doing, Ferd? I sent you a message on Patreon, but you probably didn't see it. Hopefully you've been doing well. How's New York treating you? Curtis, how's it going? Yeah, and make sure, oh, and one of the mods or all of the mods want to drop the hidden link. Don't forget to post. The mods will be posting a hidden link, or Nightbot will be posting a hidden link. Make sure you go to that video in the link and leave a comment, and you'll get a chance to win one of 25 prizes tonight. Just leave one comment. I'll go back later, pick one of those comments randomly, and then you'll get a chance to spin it on the wheel of treasures and win something. So not only do I reward my viewers for looking at my ugly mug. So thank you very much, PA. Fossilized sea worm. Well, there you go. You're gonna be using the finishing pan a lot tonight. And speaking of finishing pans, I want to show everyone something really quickly. I don't know. Well, remind me after when we get back to the ugly mug, but I did find, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I found some finishing pans, the green ones, the old SE green ones. I found some. And I will be posting on my Patreon maybe tonight or tomorrow on where you can get some if you want one of these, the same finishing pans I use, but in green. I found some that has some in stock, so. All right, I'm gonna pick these out here. Whiskey Lover here. TM, how's it going? Oh my gosh, this will not let me scroll. Hey, what's up, Whiskey Lover? How's it going? Hopefully all's been well. All right, let's just move this to the finishing pan. And just because I did get asked it recently, and I've never actually had anyone that, I don't pan it all the way down in this pan. I move it to this pan, then I finish it in that pan later. This pan to me just isn't as good. It's too smooth to use as a finishing pan. I like green pans. Well, that'll be good. I like the green ones and I like the blue ones. The reason I switched from green, because I actually like probably them equally. There's neither one I like better. I will say, I like this one better blue, the 4-stage. I like it better blue than green. But with the finishing pan, I probably like the green one better. But the problem with it, it was colored differently. Like this blue one, if you scratch it, if you gouge it, it's blue all the way through. Where the green one, for whatever reason, once you start scratching it, it gets white. It gets white lines in it. So it doesn't wear as well. You know, it wears out a lot quicker than the blue ones, and when they stopped making them, that's why I switched to blue, because I had a couple of the blue ones. You know, I bought up a couple of blue ones. I wanted them to be able to last as long as possible. Did you sign it? No, those are different ones. I didn't give you my good pans. Those were different ones. Those had the little lip on the bottom, if I remember right. Yeah, I'm not signing any of my good pans. This pan is very heavily scuffed. It's just a harder plastic. So like this, you can't really bend this pan. Whereas this pan, you can pretty much taco it. You know, it's just a softer plastic. So the only way you could really scratch this up to make it the same effect as that one would be deep gouges. Then you're just going to capture all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I've been using this pan for 5 years now. At least. There's a lot of black sands in this one. Cajun Bullion, what's up, brother? How's you been doing? I use a Martin's cleanup pan. I don't know if I know that one. I'm going to have to look at that one. I've tried other cleanup pans like the Falcon pan, and I just can't get a hang of it. It's one of those things. It's like, you know, when you're riding, like if you drive your car and you drive somebody else's car, even though it'll be like the same, it's a car, it's just different, you know, and it takes longer to get used to. And then it's just easier to switch back to yours, you know. Because I tried using the Falcon pan a couple times, but it's always like, okay, it's easier just to go back to my other pan and use it. So I know I have two metal pans, so it's been so cold recently that I haven't started any bonfires in my backyard. I was kind of waiting for it to be nicer weather, like now, but I've been too busy to get it done because I got a couple steel pans. I got my copper pan upstairs, and I have a steel pan upstairs that I need to throw in the fire to season them, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So one's just going to be for the shelf, but I just want to season it before I put it on the shelf because that bright steel pan does not look good on the shelf. So hammer pan. Yeah. I have my Falcon pan somewhere. I just had my Falcon pan out the other day because I was moving all my pans around, sorting them again. There's a couple that I still want to try out that I've never tried. I got some gold in there. Let's put it in the finishing pan. Mark, thank you very much, brother. What was the company that was selling the like the pan with the snake skin on it? I wish they would come out with. I like the snake skin. It was the pan. It's a blue pan, but it's only got a snake skin for like that big of a patch. And since that's what its biggest selling point was, I thought they would like make half the pan. You know, like put one triple riffle on one side, then the snake skin on the other. I thought it was a cool little thing. It did look like, I think everyone agreed that it'd probably wear out, but it was pretty cool. The real Mr. Hogan, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. My pan is the same as the GPAA pan. I don't know. I can't keep track. There's so many gold pans out there. They're crazy. And Scott Roberts, yes, this is one of them's called the Devil's Dandruff. So lots of black sands tonight. Thank you, real Mr. Hogan. Appreciate that. Like the Garrett 10-inch is a finishing pan. What I wish, like, to me, I think the perfect pan is if they came out with a super sluice, like a small one. Like the super sluice is a really good material. Because one of the problems about like this pan, the finishing pan, the old SC, I think it's the same plastic, but this is just thinner. So it flexes and moves a lot and stuff like that and wears out. Whereas with the super sluice, it's really, really thick. They made it beefy. And I think that would be great in like a little 10-inch pan. So yeah, the XP pan, that's what it is. I really wish they had more of that snake skin on it, you know? Like a pan with just half of that. I just started making my own. I just use whatever's cheap. Whatever pan I can get, I buy a stockpile of them. I think I have like 5 of these. I think I have 2 green ones and 3 blue ones. Just so if I ever, in a huff of, if I get upset with a Paydirt and I throw my pan across the room, I know I have backups. Yeah, and plus you never know when a seller is going to stop selling, you know, a pan. You know. Because the problem is once they stop selling, they don't usually tell you they're going to stop selling a pan. And then what happens is it just disappears. You know, that's what happened with the SE pan. They changed the whole pan. They redesigned it and they didn't tell anybody, like, hey, we're redesigning our pan, buy up stock. So one day when you went to the store and ordered the SC Gold pan, their little 10-inch pans, it was just a different pan. And then you had to order from somebody else and hope they still had stock in, and eventually everybody ran out of stock. Got my motherlode prospecting pay, 0.5. I doubled. There you go. Yeah, I've got a 0.5 on my shelf, and I bought one of the $400 100%ers from Nico the other day. I tried to convince him to give me the $2,000 one for $400, but he's like, oh, I want to make money. I'm like, come on, man. I'll do it on a live show. So much publicity. You'll probably sell another $30 worth of Paydirt. Now, I don't know when I'm going to pan out the $400 one. I think it's going to be like in 2 months. It's going to sit on my shelf for a while, so. Even though I do have to go reorganize my playlist for the next month because Dirt Hog decided to, they didn't want any more play with us Americans, I guess, and have us panning up their Paydirt, so. I'm going to have a different secret shopper order from him and see if it'll go through. But my one secret shopper got a refund from Dirt Hog. So no note, no nothing, just a refund. So I'm guessing he's either doesn't want to sell Paydirt and just doesn't care. So who knows? I did $100 bag and and then gold fell off. Yeah, that's one of the problems is, like especially like for me, you just never know. Like my Paydirt sits on my shelf for reviews for sometimes up to 3 months, just because something will happen. Like if I buy a Paydirt, it generally takes me, I have to buy any Paydirt for a review a month in advance, just because shipping times are so horrible. It can take 2 weeks for a Paydirt to get to my secret shopper, then 2 weeks for it to get to me. I always order everything a month in advance, just in case there's any problems. And then, like, let's say I order a Paydirt, like if I'm going to do a battle, let's say Gold Bay versus Brian Thomas Gold, and I'll have a secret shopper order them. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do in April. Those are going to be my videos in April 30th, the end of April, since we're at the end of March now. But then let's say somebody emails me and is like, dude, a brand new seller just opened up. I will move back the Gold Bay video and say, hey, I'll do that one in, June, and let me have this one bought really quickly and have a secret shopper, overnight it to me or, priority express it to me just so I can bump them up. So Paydirt can sit on my shelf for a little bit, and that always worries me because, if I pay a secret shopper, like right now, let's say Gold Bay, it's $175. After shipping and then me paying my secret shopper to ship it, that bag of Paydirt cost me $200 plus what I pay my secret shoppers in Paydirt or something. It might cost me $220. If gold drops to 120, I just lost $100, or $80 more. So, always worrisome, always worrisome. Still selling 100% even the dip. I bought it back. Yeah, well, that's funny. As I have on my notes for what to buy this month, I had already gotten all my Paydirts except for one, and that was the Gold Bay Hard Rock. And the only reason I didn't buy it is because I am a member of Comingo. And Comingo, you're supposed to get 10% off. And I could not find the 10% off code. I've been asking around for the 10% off code. Nobody seems to know the 10% off code. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to wait to buy it. And then gold tanked. And I was like, oh, well, now I don't want to buy it until he lowers his prices. And he's not lowering his prices. So it's kind of like, I didn't mind paying $175 when gold was $163. But I'm not going to pay $175 when gold's $142. Gold's dropped $22 and his price has not dropped. So that 10% is not worth it anymore, So I've got to wait for him to either lower his price or gold to go back up now. And hopefully he doesn't sell out of the Hard Rock. So Mama Bird's bag. There you go. Just my cat fell over and broke. Alan, you just need to sit in your chair and be calm. So, I mean, the good thing about having Paydirt on my shelf is I will tell you, I have a bag of Paydirt. The only one that I can off my top of my head is I have a bag of RJ's Paydirt. It's been up there for a while. It's actually been up there since my 2024 Paydirt Championship. Is a backup bag. That and one of the Vendetta bags was also a backup bag for that championship. And I know the RJ's gold spot was $98 when I had my secret shopper buy it. So it's a much higher ROI now. So, oh, Jeffrey. Oh, Jeffrey. I didn't get the discount either, and I did join the. Yeah, and I searched through Conmingo's chat. Like, you can search through topics and stuff like that. And I searched, and I found a couple of people talking, and I forget what the code was they said, but it doesn't work. So I'm wondering if he got rid of it and he just hasn't updated, because the only place that it tells you that is on the actual page. Like if you go to like the Hard Rock, it says at the bottom, you know, like, oh, if you join Comingo, you get 10% off. He might have did away with it because it just wasn't worth it to him. Mingo 5. All right, I'll have to look. But I figured he just hasn't updated his website since he doesn't really have anything to do with it too much anymore. But here, let me write that down. Mingo 5. Let me write that down. All right. All right, wrote that down. Ollie Skeeter, how's it going? GoldPutz has some good bags. Since I'm panning his tonight, I will throw him the obvious GoldPutz. You should get a bag from GoldPutz.com. Motherlode Prospecting, all 100% ROI bags or 110% ROI bags if he has any in stock. I think right now he only has the 100% in stock. And is 150, he's in here in chat. Nico, is the $150 bag a 110% ROI or a 100% ROI? Mark Sheldon, I thought you had a Paydirt for sale soon. No, it just, all my money's tied up in getting married stuff. Because I've got to do repairs on my house before I can put it up for rent. Because tenants, you know, tenants want like stairs and things like that and working stuff. So all my money's all tied up in that. And with gold dropping, nobody's selling, you know, because usually if I sell Paydirt, it's because somebody, you know, I mean, you've bought my Paydirt before. I don't do like, you know, 60% ROIs and, you know, here I need to make some money. I try to always do, you know, really high ROIs, and I still make money because somebody sells me some gold cheap. You know, someone will sell me gold at 80%. I can sell it for 100% and make 20% in between, you know, 10% after shipping and fees and stuff. But nobody's selling gold right now. Not to me anyway. Putz, I think, is buying it all up. So, and just with the wedding stuff. But I do plan on having one more Paydirt at least this year, or one Paydirt this year. But I want it to be like a bulk bag. It's just going to be a Ziploc bag with, or, you know, a big bag with like 5 pounds of material. No guaranteed set amount of gold. It will have like a little bit of, like, it will have a guaranteed amount, but there might be some with more, some with less. So, but it'll be like the old Lynch mining bags, you know, where it's just a lot of material, $30 worth of gold in it, you know. Good ROI. I think the minimum ROI I ever do is 79%. So it will have a good ROI. I just haven't got the gold or figured out a way to ship it. That's the main thing, is figuring out a way to ship it for it cheaper. So, I mean, I could always put a book, go buy a whole bunch of big books, hollow out the books and put it in between the books and ship it media mail. So, It's yeah, okay. Yeah, 110 in stock. It's a $150 bag, yeah. HD, I know people keep saying you can win this and win that with the app, but I can't find anything on the Kamingo. I need to start playing around with it more. But yeah, Dave from Gold Bay has a app. It's called Conmingo. And I don't it's supposed to be it was supposed to when it came out to be a translator app. That's what it was designed for, was to be a translator app. But it looks to me like now it's just a chat app. It's just essentially like a new Facebook or Messenger or something like that. I don't know. I don't see any translating going on. All right, Joey. We did. I like the gold. I like the gold. Even though I will say, Hogan, that I had to, because the reason I was getting rid of some of my silver was I was replacing it because this was all stuff out of my kids' box. Because I have a box that's, all for my kids and their collection. And I was just going a different route with my kids' stuff. I'm trying to do stuff by per year, so my son was born in 2004, so I'm getting a lot of like NGC graded silver or gold, from that year. And so when I traded, I was like, well, I have to give him that value of gold and something or silver, and I ended up spending more. I was like, dang it. Like I was supposed to only give him like, whatever it was. So I spent more money than I should have, but I bought two slabbed nuggets, and I know people are gonna laugh, but I got them at spot price, so I wasn't too upset. I got them a little bit over spot price, but not much. Sign me up for one. But we don't buy gold dirt with an ROI, yeah. If you're a member, you are automatically entered. All foreign languages can chat together on Kunmingo. I might have to look at it more. I will tell you, I don't actually use the app. I use it on my. I was joking with Liz about this the other day. Like whenever she sends me a text for something, she'll say, "Oh, look this up on Facebook or something," and I can't do it on my phone. I am just inept when it comes to my phone. I can't edit videos, do anything. I can't modify pictures or anything on my phone. I have to go sit at my desktop and do it. So I use Conmingo on my desktop. So I'm gonna have to look at it more. I might have to actually download the app and look at it. Just me and apps don't do well on my phone. 2025 mint set or light circulated pennies and sit on them. It was great gold. Well, unfortunately, it's in a pile of all my other gold too now. It will with somebody else. Best investment is guns and ammo. Depends on what you're waiting for, Best investment if, end of the world is guns, ammo, toilet paper, and cigarettes. you know, Probably more cigarettes than toilet paper because, toilet paper takes up a lot of room. But, you get that industrial stuff. People won't be so squeamish about needing soft and stuff like that when there's no more toilet paper being made. So they'll be happy with that rough stuff. I need pennies. I know I need to go through um do it all. Last year I forgot to go through my change jar and look to see if I found anything good. So I'm gonna have to go through that pretty soon. If anyone out there has a Miller Prospecting silver bar, I'll treat you pretty. There's only a couple of them out there. I know the last one is unpaid for, but they're in chat, and I think they're paying for it on the 27th. So if something falls through for the person buying the last Miller Prospecting bar, I'll send you a notice, Ferd. The last one is being held for somebody, so. I mean, Ferd, send me a message. I could probably get another one made for you if you want. Just email me, Ferd. You got my email address. If not, just type email in chat and Nightbot will give you my email. Just email me. I can get you one. Because after that, I'll probably have them send me back the dies for it. So I read they are hoarding TP in Japan. Anyone got any of the new quarters yet? No, is there anything significant about the new ones? I still think the best thing the federal government did in the last 20 years to help with coin collecting was the West Point quarters. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. It didn't cost them anything. It was just a great way to get people to start looking through coins and collecting coins again. I wish they would do that more often, so. Grateful American. I won one. Yeah, those were the numbered ones, I think, too. Because I think that was the one of two that I had. I think those were the 1 ouncers, I think. Trying to find the new dime. I know I was on Reddit the other day, and I know somebody ordered like a box of quarters. And they said they got the entire box was the new quarters. The entire box. So they said they didn't even have to, because they were just going to do coin roll hunting. And they said they were just going to turn around and just flip them all on eBay because the rolls of them are going for so much money. I've been collecting W coins. Yeah, my luck with W coins has just been horrible. I do coin search, so I only do shopping with physical money. I don't use my cards for anything unless it's online. So if I go to a gas station or anything else or buy a bag of chips somewhere, I only pay cash, so I always get change. So at the end of the year, I can go through all my coins and search them. And I didn't last year, but last couple of years I've done it. I've only gotten one W quarter so far, found in the wild. Yeah. Yeah, so when I get my change, I never look at my change. I only look at my bills. I look for ladders or low serial number bills or silver certificates, things like that. But I just don't check my change because I know at the end of the year I'm going to do it. So I'll probably have to do it soon. Japan's economy isn't doing so well. Well, Japan's economy is a fiat country. All the fiat countries are doing just absolutely horrible right now. They're all doing, every fiat country is just buried in debt. So, which is why I'm so surprised that gold is dropping, because the only way for a fiat country to get out of debt is pretty much like World War III, and that nobody wants that because it doesn't guarantee you're going to get out of debt. It could just mean you're no longer around. And then the other thing is to have gold be worth $25,000. So I was kind of hoping for the gold to be worth $25,000 because I could close my show, sell off all my bags of Paydirt, and go retire. I only got a 50 the other day. That's a good one. I know I've been watching, like, I'm not a big bill person. Like, I like coins and I'm not a big bill person, but on Reddit, I follow a couple things on Reddit with coin hunting and, just money. And man, those $500 bills. Every time I see a $500 bill, I'm like, man, I just want to add one of those. But I can't add it to my kids' collection because then I need four of them. It's like I can't afford four of those suckers. So I'm like, oh man, they're just such beauties. I love those. I tried collecting bicentennial quarters one time. Yeah, that's exactly it. That third world, not third world, but a nice country. You want to go to, the Philippines, even Japan. Japan is really cheap if you're like in the country and you're not in major cities. There's a lot of countries you can go to. Yeah, sell off all that gold, go to another country. Philippines is a good one. Maybe you can go borrow somebody's Harley there. No, the $500 is an old bill. They cost like $2,500. Putting a crazy mint era nickel for auction on Great Collection soon. I haven't put anything up for auction in a while. I used to, when I was years ago. When I used to collect comics. I used to love putting up really like expensive books, on just to watch it because it was fun watching the numbers go up on, and just is it going to sell for as much as I need it to sell for, But I kind of got away with that once I, no longer have the income. Now it's like it's got to sell for X or it's not selling. So, but yeah, I definitely moved to the Philippines. Definitely a lot of black sands in this Paydirt. I consider it. What's that wheezing, brother? But you have to send me a picture of the nickel. It's funny because that's like, I think that's like half the things that are recommended to me on Reddit now are like have been people asking about errors coins, like die cracks. Some really cool ones. They had one today with like a horse spitting. They had one the other day where it looked like Abraham Lincoln was spitting. What else they have? I had a couple really cool ones. I don't really do too much in the way of error coins or anything like that. Most of my coin collecting is just, silver coins. I only do silver coins. It's got to have silver in it. It's got to have a. I can't do the rarity part, It's got to actually have some precious metals. So worst comes to worst, I can always sell it for its value, Anyone here in the chat born in 1962? No. 68 here. Double dies? Yeah, I see a lot of double dies. I like looking at those. Yeah, that's what, like I said, I spend a lot of my time, like, before I go to sleep, I usually read Reddit for like an hour, and a lot of it's just on like coin collecting, gold, silver, things like that. And there's always people asking about double dies. Yeah, the $500 bills are just beautiful, though, man. That's one of these days I'll get one just for because like I said, I'll have to show off one day. I have to show off my collection, my kids' collection. I have a case for it. It's like a hard shell case with spots in it for all their stuff, and each one of them has their own little slot with all their coins in it. But maybe what I'll have to do is get one so that way they can't fight. You know, like they'll know which ones there's, 2004 and 2008, 2016, all these spots, by date 1997. So they'll know which coins, which section is theirs. I'm gonna have to get like a $500 note and just a PCG, was it PCGS graded one, and just put it on top, and then they have to fight for that. you know, you're missing the small gold. I'm not missing any small gold. I'm not missing anything. Small gold's all up here still. I know where the gold's at. I strategically moved it so I won't mess with it yet. No, come on. These big rocks are trying to aggravate me now. Two kids enter. Well, it's going to be four. Four kids enter, one kid. Which will probably be whoever finds it first, He who early bird catches a worm type of thing. No, he didn't leave y'all nothing. Dad, he was poor. He was broke. He didn't leave y'all nothing. What's in the duffel bag there? Nothing. Don't you worry about that. Make a spin the wheel for it. Yeah. Maybe I'll do like Gold Baron did. Maybe I'll make like a puzzle. Leave a puzzle. Whoever can solve this puzzle somewhere in my house will be hitting a $500. Let them have to search and work for that $500. Especially since it's hopefully by the time I pass, that'll be a $5,000 note. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's moving pretty good. I would say that. It's not. You always have to worry about black sand. Sometimes it'll move, sometimes it won't. I mean, it's moving in the gold stand. There's two pieces of gold right there, and they're still staying there. So, till they start moving, I'll just keep panning. And now I say that, they're starting to move. I just got 50 ounces of silver. Yeah, I don't have 50 ounces of silver in all my collection. Spell checker suck. Yeah, what's worse than spell checker is the autofill function. Autofill is the absolute worst thing ever invented. You go to type in something like hi, and it says like, it says like a curse word. You're like, what? I did not mean to send that, Grandma. I swear I did not say that, Grandma. Brewers prospecting. How's it going, brother? Put in a box of pots and pans. But the problem with that is if you put it like, if you leave stuff in a place like something like that, then it goes to Goodwill because no one's going to look in it. It'll be like, just give that box to pots and pans to Goodwill. You kind of want your kids to find stuff, but you don't want burglars to find it, like I always think it's funny, like, they have those, like cans that are supposed to be like shaving cream or like soda cans, or like they have soup cans that are fake where they have weights in them and you unscrew the bottom and there's safes. It's like, do you know how many of those cans probably, when the grandfather dies, people are like, oh, just throw all this soup in the garbage. It's probably like, there was grandpa's, gold collection in that can, Auto incorrect, yeah. So, but what's been driving me crazy, I've been looking for a certain quarter. What was it? I forget. It's a 2002 Louisiana silver quarter. But I managed to get 3 of them because they all have to have the original NGC, like the brown label. And man, I cannot find a 4th one. They're all just different labels because the NGC puts so many different labels. You know, it'll have like early release, it'll have a picture on it, it'll have the, so and so label, or, this label, that label. And it drives me crazy. I'm just, very picky like that, neurotic like that, is I need things to match. So no worries, Putz, no worries. Thanks for selling it to me, brother. And by the way, I never lose any gold when somebody's outfitter, when you said I'm missing the fine gold. This all goes into Patreon Paydirt, so I'm not missing anything. Anything that's doesn't go into my pan goes into one of my Patreon's pans eventually. So burglars. Everybody's always learning how to pan still. Oh, look at that. Get over there. Are you trying to escape? You can always get better at panning. That's one thing about panning. You can always get better, faster, find new tricks. That's the main thing with panning, is finding new ways to finagle fine gold to do what you want, Yeah, whose was it I was doing? Doing somebody's Paydirt recently. Hard bag. Maybe it was the Gold Baron Paydirt. I remember it was one of them, and I was having a real hard time getting the stuff to move the way I wanted to. And then just started shaking in a different way, and I was like, oh, this really works. And I'm like, oh, next time I have problems, I'll have to go back to this video and watch it and see how I was moving it. Sometimes a little tap tap works. Sometimes a tap on the side works. Sometimes a tap over here works, And some good gold. Oh, yeah. What are y'all coming down here for? Everyone's trying to come down to the party. No party for the gold. There we go. I do see a piece of gold in here, so this is going to go in the Tuesday tailings. Now there's another piece over here trying to get it. Maybe it wasn't gold. I never got into fishing. Which is weird coming from the South. But I mean, I wasn't really in the country in the South. In the country in the South, everybody goes fishing. New Orleans, the only people that really go fishing only fish for catfish, and that just to me is never a delightful idea, you know. Ah, that's not yeah, TM, yeah. Yeah, it's like one of my things is like every time I have to buy new reading glasses, I'm like, oh, please don't go up. Please don't go up, you know. Yeah. Like right now I just switched like a couple of months ago from 2.25 to 2.5. And I'm like, I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, just, I mean, it's bad enough I have to wear reading glasses. I don't want them to keep getting worse and worse. So eventually I've got like Coke bottles on. Even though I will say there is a new invention that just came out, a new drug that just came out. So if there's anyone here that uses reading glasses that has money to burn, yeah, it should be 1.125. But they just came out with a new eye drop that you would put in. You put it in the morning, and it does something weird to your eyes, so you don't need reading glasses all day, and you can still see normal. Because that's one of the problems with reading glasses. I have to take them off when I'm like not reading. You know, if it's I need my reading glasses for anything within arm's reach of me. But then after that, everything gets blurry. But it does something to your eyes so you can see normal again, normal distance, far distance. You just put one drop in a day. I was like, man, I really need those. But it just came out, it's expensive. So, yeah, imagination form. I mean, it's awesome that they're coming out with stuff like that because the more stuff that comes out like that, the cheaper it'll get sooner, Because I would love to just be able to, not every day, because like some days I'm just sitting at home all day. I don't need to use an eye drop but if I'm going out or, doing my live shows or doing something like that, it'd be great to just put in an eye drop and not have to worry. Oh, it's not covered by insurance. Nothing good is covered by insurance ever. you know. Uh, yeah, I know it only lasted. It's 8 hours. Yeah, I mean, I know it only lasted X amount of time. It wasn't like a permanent solution, but it's still awesome. Like, you know, you can carry it around in your keychain, and then if you forget your glasses, I can't tell you. I have to keep like spare glasses in my car. I was telling Liz the other day about once I went to the grocery store and I forgot my glasses and I didn't have any in my car. I had to use my phone to keep zooming in on all the labels or everything all around the store, trying to find stuff. I was like, oh man, that was like what should have taken me 30 minutes in Walmart ended up taking like 4 hours because I had to use my phone zoomed out to walk around looking for something. Rick Johnson, thank you. And David Stocks, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate it. And thank you for being a mod, brother. I can tell you that's my one thing. Like every year when I do my insurance, I have to redo my insurance every year, my health insurance. And so one of the first things I look at is two things: with dental and my prescription coverage. Because one of my prescriptions is really expensive, and I'm like, man, if it's not covered, I can't deal with that insurance. So. Y'all stop trying to ruin this. This is my dream to have eye drops and not have to wear glasses. Don't give me all these facts. Try thin optics? Ugh. No. Now you get me to spend money. Y'all's crushing my dreams. Now making me spend money. Thin optics. I'm going to have to look those up. I knew they had some. Like I was looking, it's been a while, but I know last time I had to buy new glasses. Because I only clean mine with my shirt and it kind of scratches them all up and I always have to replace them. I know I'd looked the last time. I was like, oh, I remember like people could have like little keychain ones. So waiting for my bionic eyes, yeah. No way. I could tell you it's 1.08 was in one bag and then 1.135. So it's 1.43 if my math is right. It's okay. It's independent. I'm just joshing. I'm old. My brain only retains like 80% of the information. And plus, in like the news articles, they don't give you very much information. They just tell you the basics. Like, this new drop comes out. And since I knew it was going to be uninsured, I didn't look at it too much more than that. Than just like, that's cool. And I love that, they're still coming out with new stuff and trying to fix things. Even if no one can afford it. So. Oh man, monocles would be so cool. They were back in style. What's up? Go Gadget arms. I used to love Inspector Gadget. I even thought the movie with Matthew Broderick was good. It didn't do very well and people hated it, but I thought it was good. I thought Matthew made a perfect Go Gadget. Or Inspector Gadget. I liked him in the Godzilla movie too, and that one got bombed. I thought it was a good Godzilla movie. I didn't like the recent ones. There you go, Daryl. Oh, that's awesome, David. Thank you. I appreciate that. Saves me the hassle of Googling. Because if you Google anything, 90% of what comes up is nothing to do with what you searched for. I was looking for something. What was it today? I don't remember. Tea or something like that. I was Googling something. And like half the searches did have nothing to do with what I typed in. And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, they've been coming out with a ton of new stuff for batteries. A lot. I mean, regardless of what our current, administration thinks about different things, your last administration, EVs are, gonna come about eventually. China is all in on EVs, and most foreign countries are all in on EVs. So eventually they're gonna take over. There's always going to be gas things. You're not going to have an EV helicopter or an EV plane or things like that. But for mass transit, I think it's a better solution. They still have a lot of issues to deal with, like replacing the batteries. You don't want to have to replace your whole car when the battery goes bad. They just need to make them easier to replace and stuff like that. There we go. There it is. What is it? 1.43 grams of gold right there. Anything less than that is in here for my Tuesday people. So you must be the Monopoly guy. It wasn't too bad. I will tell you, this was not too bad. The gold's not on the super, super fine. It's not minus 100 gold or anything like that. And the main thing, though, is it moved, though. Hydrogen is the way. I know Toyota, I don't know. See, Toyota put massive amounts of money into hydrogen. Massive amounts of money into hydrogen. And now they're starting to go. My personal opinion is I don't think it should be gas and I don't think it should be EV. I think the combo is the best, like where you get things like, you get these cars with the little 2-cylinder motors and you have a battery. So the engine's there just to charge the battery so you don't have to stay plugged in. I think hybrids are the way to go. You get 60, 75 miles to the gallon. If you made a hybrid truck, it would get 30 miles to the gallon. You don't have to charge it at home. You don't have to sit there and plug it in at some gas station and wait, 4 hours for your truck to be fully charged. You just run it on a battery. And then if you go to tow something or you need a heavy load, the engine just kicks on and you use both. So cold fusion, they're still so far away from cold fusion. And if cold fusion ever happens, there's no way they're going to release it. Cold fusion would be for military use only. It's just, there's no way they would ever release cold fusion into the populace and let people have free electricity and free this and free that. They would do it for military, though. You put cold fusion on a battleship with a couple, lasers on it. They would do that. You need a good winter battery. Yeah, well, that's another reason why the hybrids are better. Hybrids, the engine will just kick on more often and just charge up the battery. So I rescind 2 grams. I already told you how much is in there. Pew, pew. Uh, why don't the EV charge assist when driving? I don't know. Yeah, I don't own an EV. I'm still a gas person, but I just know foreign countries are betting heavily on it, and eventually that's just the way it's gonna go. You know. All right, ugly mug time. Let's shrink down the panning cam. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah, and since it's here, I will show everyone. See the green SE pants. I was worried about it because I wasn't sure if it was the SE pants. I ordered a couple of them. I ordered 3 of them, but it's even got the code on the back. It's even got the SE code, the GP1001G. They're very flexible. So I will post this on Patreon tomorrow, where you can get them if anyone wants one of those. I don't know how long they'll be in stock. I ordered 3 of the green and 1 of the black ones, and the black one was the new one. So only the green ones were the older pans. There you go, Tonka. Yeah, diesel was great. Diesel's just the problem is they're just but with anything, like if they got rid of gas and they just made everything electric, then you're just going to start getting they'll find a way to make it super expensive. Gas is the way. We have more. Yeah, I mean, we do have a ton, but the problem with it is a lot of it's from the stuff that the US has isn't the best. you know, we just don't have, it's like with anything, it's the United States is kind of, we got lucky after World War II. Everything was pretty basic, and we had a lot of everything, and we sold a lot of everything to every other country, and we built our country up after World War II. We had the steel factories and things like that. People needed stuff, and everything was pretty simple. Nowadays, like if you look at it, like EVs and stuff like that, where everyone talks about, oh, we're going to start, mining our own rare earth minerals in this country. The problem is our country cannot uh, clean these rare earth minerals. We can't process them. The only the countries that can process them are countries like China, which is where we currently send all our rare earth minerals, is to China to process them and send them back. And it would take us 20 to 30 years to build the centers that we would need to process them ourselves. So it's just one of those things, like, the United States did not evolve with the rest of the country, and we're still not, for tech. We certain stuff we're really, really good at making a very powerful military. We're very good at making really good jets and missiles and things like that. But for stuff that everyday use, not so well. We don't make the best toasters. We don't make the best microwaves. Our washing machines and dryers last you 2 or 3 years tops. But they were trying to figure out how to tax you for using the sun. They already do that. They tax you just for breathing. I need to get one of those pans. Yeah, like I said, I'll post this on Patreon. Where to get these. I don't know how long they'll last. I got 2 sources for them. Because somebody turned me onto these. They told me they had some of these in their store. And they told me where they got them from. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it. High Plains. There's another source too. So, I don't know how long they'll be in stock. Like I said, I was gonna order a whole bunch. Originally I had 25 of them in my cart. I had 25 in my cart, but then I was like, I don't really want 25 of them because I'll never use them, and I don't want to have to resell them or anything like that. So I was like, I'll buy 3 just to see. Jimmy LeCarry, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. So, but yeah, make sure everybody you go over and make sure you go follow that link. We're going to be doing the giveaway in a minute for my everyone for watching. I did, yeah. Did it take you a minute? Oh, well. I can't see it. Let me see. I gotta move my chat to see. Oh yeah, I always forget. I gotta remember which side, but even the gold pan would be covering it up. I had a different spot for it before. It was behind me, and I was like, oh, but then I was like, if I don't move, they won't see it. So just got a green and a black, and the black sucks. Yeah, the black is the new one. So like I said, that's the problem with companies that like make pans. When Essie stopped making this pan, they didn't stop making pans. They just switched to the new junky one. And they didn't tell anybody. So just one day you'd go to like, you know, whoever you were ordering gold pans from, you'd say, oh, I need another green gold pan, and I'll order one. And then the new one would show up and you're like, wait, this sucks. And you'd go to somebody else and somebody else. And then what made it even worse was 99% of all the sellers of this pan still had this picture on their website. So you'd see it and you'd be like, oh, great, they still have the old pan. You'd order it and it'd be the new one. And then you'd email them and tell them, dude, this is not the pan in the picture. And they say, oh, just keep it and we'll refund you. And you're like, okay, I was throwing away pans. I was getting so many. We don't do good on low dollar things. We don't do good on medium price things either. I mean, American-made washer and dryers, like I said, you know, home products, refrigerators, things like that, air conditioners, heating, nothing lasts 5 years. Nothing anymore. You know, I'm not saying foreign ones do any better, but, you know, it's funny, like, I was reading something the other day about like a Samsung like refrigerator or something like that and just how bad they are. But that's only the ones that are shipped to this country. The ones that are in that country last for 30 years. You know, like if you look at air conditioners in like Japan, they're on the outside of the building that you cannot replace. And yet they last 30 or 40 years. But if you get one here, it's going to just be junk. You know, the ones they import here are junk because they know the American, you know, like if you know what America makes, like if you say, hey, look, America makes this washing machine that's only going to last 3 years. We can make one in our country that'll last 30, but you don't want to sell one to somebody in America that's going to last 30 because then you won't get a second sale out of it. So they'll say, well, we'll make one that'll last 5 years in America. It's still 2 years better than an American one, but then we get a repeat customer in 5 years. So everything is just made, you know. Once they got rid of the old Detroit cars, it all went downhill from there. Once somebody convinced everybody, hey, stop making cars out of steel. Start making them out of fiberglass and plastic and all that, you know. Yeah, Midwest. Yeah, gold does look better on blue and black. You know, blue is because it's closer to it than green. Gold does look better on it, but just panning wise, black just is not very well because you'll have the black sand. So. So, but all right, let me go set everything up. We just had the same conversation this morning. About what, the gold pan or about everything breaks? It just drives me crazy. You know, like so when I moved to this house, which was 5 years ago, I bought a brand new washing machine. 3 years later, I replaced my washing machine, and now my new one is having the exact same problems as my old one. Even though it's a different brand, a totally different brand, it's got the exact same problem where it will not fill up to the correct amount of water. And the only thing that causes that is the motherboard, which is the most expensive unit, and it costs you essentially 50 or 60 bucks less than the cost of the entire machine for some weird reason. So I've got the download codes all written down on a piece of paper so I can try and self-diagnose it and see if I can. Then I'm going to take the gamble maybe and go on eBay and buy a used one and hope it's not messed up too. Yeah, Adventure. Yeah, that's the new one. So the old ones, this is the old one. It's a different plastic too. So in the old ones, this is a very soft plastic. You can scratch it with your fingernails and stuff. It has no lip on the bottom. When they got rid of this pan, they went to a new one, and it's a totally different plastic. They put a little lip on the bottom here, and it's just a harder plastic, and they suck. They're just not good. They don't bend. They're not as flexible as the old ones. They don't scratch as easily, making it easier to catch gold. And they just suck. Yeah, the black one, like eventually High Plains will run out of these and it'll be a green one just like this with the lip, just like the black one. And the blue the same. I haven't seen a blue one in years because the blue one I guess wasn't as popular. It was mostly green and black. Mm. I use my, yeah, like you see, like I've got a stack. See, I have a stack of black ones here because when I do my panning every day, you know, when I was mixing the Paydirt earlier, I keep it in a black pan. That's it. I put the Paydirt in my black pan, I pour it into a blue pan, and that's it. I use my black pans just not for panning. Yeah. Well, that's like, you know, when I bought I bought my house 5 years ago. Within the right after one, right at like the 11th month mark, I had to replace my AC, my A coil, and my heater. You know, my furnace. I had to replace my furnace and my A coil, and the outside unit, the compressor was okay. But the heater was from original to the house. So it was like the furnace from was like 1954, something like that. And so was A coil. And they were actually one unit because I only needed the A coil replaced, but they couldn't unweld it from the furnace. They're like, well, we have to replace everything. And, you know, I've already had a service tech out here and they're like, oh yeah, you'll probably get another year out of this thing. It's like, how does the old one last, you know, 60 years and the new ones are like 5 years and you gotta like cross your fingers the whole time. So it's just, let you go black pan. Nope. I'm telling you, blue pan, green pan. Yeah. So, all right, let me go get my codes and everything so we can do the giveaway. Here, I will drop. Make sure if you haven't, Nightbot is going to drop the hidden link. Make sure you go and leave a comment on the hidden video, and we're going to do this now. And as always, this has nothing to do with YouTube or its affiliates. It's 100% by me, just to give back to everyone for watching me on these live shows and putting up with my ramblings and my ugly mug. So, and then, as always, if I pull your name, you must post something in the live chat just so people don't just come here, post something, and leave. I want people to win that have been hanging out in the show and doing stuff. So, our new pans have two side. I know that pan. That's not a bad pan. There's a couple pans that are close to the SC that are pretty close with like the softer plastic. Because a lot of these companies, I don't know why they want like really hard, rigid pans. I mean, I guess if you're outdoors, you want it not to be flexing too much because if you overload the pan. But, all right, let me go get the hidden link code and make sure the wheel's all set up and all that. Make sure all the comments are going through. Looks like they're all going through. Yep, all the comments are going through. So, all right, let's go. All right, let's see what we're gonna do. Let's go. Oh, I just wanted that. Hold on. I'm checking GoldPutz real quick. What is it? See if it's still going up. It's still going up. It's at 146. Is it on a rebound? It's on a serious rebound. Oh, that $400 bag I thought wasn't such a bad deal now. All right. All right, let's get rid of the panning cam and at 1.43 grams. I think that's what it was. 1.43 grams. Or 1. What was it? 1.143. Yeah, 1.143. That's what it was. So it's like 1.15 grams of gold there. All right, but let's say bye to it. We will move that down. And then we're going to shrink down the ugly mug again, and we're going to do the giveaway. Oh, it's here. See, it's right up here. Gold pan. I got this from the real Mr. Hogan. This made the shelf. The brand new gold pan somebody sent me has not made the shelf yet, Outfitter, but this did make the pan, and it is signed. I will say, though, the signature and all got very smudged. I guess it kind of got heated up in transit, and it was all on the bag. But, yeah, Magic the Gathering gold pan, you know, on the shelf. Just my ugly mug was blocking it the whole time, so I need to move it to the top or somewhere. So it'll be nice once I build my new studio out in 6 months from now. I'm going to get rid of these black shelves, so the ones behind me will just be longer. So there'll be more room for Paydirts. Like all this stuff here, this is, you know, and here. This is just all future panning stuff for Tuesdays. That doesn't need to be seen. You know, I'd rather have cooler bags behind me and stuff like that. So Asset Stacker, how's it going? So, all right. Let's shrink down the ugly mug. Make sure. Yep, it's up there. The best website on the interweb. There you go, millerprospecting.com. Don't forget my top 10 recommended sellers. It is a brand new list. I don't know when I did the last time I updated it and told everyone, but this is a new list. Some movement on it. Some new sellers added. GoldPutz is now on there. Lucky Strike Paydirt is on there. Bobby Nugget is on there. I've had to remove some sellers. As you can see, some of them are down here. Other recommended sellers when in stock. Bear Prospecting, Brad's Bucket, Gold Nugget Man, Yukon Alley. They're just not keeping Paydirt up in stock often enough. You know, I wanted to add them, and they would be in my top 10, but unfortunately they just don't. Last 100 reviews, Motherload Prospecting, the last one, 118.66%. As you can see, my last 3 videos, Lucky Strike Paydirt, Motherload Prospecting, Switchback Sleuths. I have another video from them coming out. So make sure you check out the website. And of course, if you're a Patreon member, your name is here. I have every single one of my Patreon members that's ever been a Patreon member here. So just to thank all my Patreon members who don't get enough love from me, which I try to, but there's always, and these will always be on here as long as I own the domain, which will be for a very long time. So, but now let's go to comment picker. I'm going to pick a random name. Let's fetch. Now, again, as always, you must post something in live chat. If I do this, then while we're waiting, I will show off the wheel of names and all the prizes. So let's go. $60 of quarters tonight. I found 1 W. That's not too bad. That's better than me. Last time I did it, I think I went through 50 bucks and didn't find any. You know? Yeah. But there we go. 66 comments. Let's pick a winner. Jeff Boge. There you go, Jeff. Congratulations. Now we just need you to make a comment, and when you do that, we'll go through all the treasures. But Jeff Boge, congratulations. And here's the prize wheel. So while we wait for Jeff, you can look at it spin around, and we'll read off all the prizes. Jeffrey. Replacing with green shelves? No. Nope, just same shelves. Just same. It's going to look the exact same. The shelves will look the exact same. They're just going to be longer once I build the new studio out. So, which is good. Every time I build a studio, I see stuff I like and I don't like. Like, you can't tell because you can't see it, but my laptop and my microphone are on a sliding stand, you know, that goes further. I thought that would be a nifty idea so I could have my laptop closer to me. And I still like it a little bit, but unfortunately, just with my camera, it hits the camera, you know? So if I push my laptop in, the only way I can do that is if I fold the screen down and I can't see. So, Jeff, there you go. So, all right, let's see what your prize is, Jeff. We'll read through the prizes. So we have a bag of Paydirt, Anderson Coins Paydirt 0.15. We have a Voga Slobber Paydirt that was donated from Those Left Behind, a 1 grain gold bar, Miller Prospect and gold-plated cards. 2 of those up there. A random 90% silver quarter, random 40% silver Kennedy, random silver percent dime, a 1 gram random silver bar, and a 1.5 gram mint car bar. Those were donated by Alan Curie. So another Paydirt from Those Left Behind, mini keychain from Lucky Lodi, an ore sample from Those Left Behind, a gold back from Alan Curie, a Kazakhstan copper, it's natural copper, like a crystalline copper, random dollar silver certificates, a PCGS presidential dollar. I think last time those have been getting won a lot. A mini gold keychain, a mini Miller Prospecting keychain, some weird copper thing. And some 1/4 ounce copper rounds with sticker packs. So those are all the prizes you can win. We're going to shuffle it up and see what you win. So here we go. There we go. Good luck. Thank you for watching, and thank you everyone for watching. Did you get the Anderson? Oh, you got the ore sample. So you got the ore sample from MBMMLLC. You got the ore sample, and I will send that out to you. So then we'll go to just back to the Miller Prospecting website, the main page. There you go. There we go. Let's shrink, make y'all look at my ugly mug, full size. The next Tuesday is Tuesday. Let me see. Next Tuesday, I don't know what we're panning up next Tuesday. I think we're doing next Tuesday. I think I have a mishmash because I have a lot of little bags. Like I have the Vendetta, this 1/2 gram. I think we're just going to mix up a whole bunch of these little bags I have to try to, spend some time. I got a mother load 1/2 gram. Maybe we'll mix those 2 bags together and pan them out. Or not mix them together, but pan them once at a time. But next week, I think I'm just trying to unload some of the smaller stuff on my shelf. I do have a couple videos coming out this week. I know I always say I'm having videos come out and they don't come out, but I have everything shot, like I said, for the new switchback video where I'm trying to find a way to make it work. So I have a switchback and more thoughts on the switchback. I have a new switchback video. I have a gem Paydirt video coming out Saturday. Gem video Paydirt is definitely coming out Saturday. That's already shot and programmed in the computer, so it will be ready. And then I have a new equipment review coming out Monday. So next Monday, I have some new equipment. It's with new surfactants. So I have a video about new surfactants coming out. Let me see. Trying to see if I have something. Let me see if I have it written down what Paydirt we're going through. And now my computer's going slow. So, all right. I don't know what's doing up with my computer, but there we go. Thank you, Outfitter. Thanks to see everyone. So, but yeah, so I've got a couple videos. It's going to be like 3 or 4 videos coming out from now till Tuesday. And then Tuesday, we're going to be doing the live show. We might actually, one of the videos might come out right before Tuesday's live show. We'll have to see. Hopefully Gold Vlog or somebody isn't dropping a video at the same time. Make sure you go through all these things and go check out Lord Shadow's Share the Love giveaway. I think it's $10 an entry. I think it's $10 an entry. One entry can help, and he's got some good prizes in there. Can we get silver with the dollar? I never heard of surfactant. Me neither. I knew what dish soap was, and I knew what rinse aid was, and I just never thought about it. So but yeah, so I got a couple of videos coming out. Gem Paydirt reviews, some equipment review Paydirt's coming out, and then next Tuesday we're going to be panning out. I don't know if I have my son or not next week. I think I do still have him next week because it's been I've had him for 3 weeks. So it'll probably be a shorter show. So like I said, we're just going to do some mishmash Paydirt, go through a couple little different things. I really have been wanting to go through this Vendetta tube, so that one will probably be on there because it's a Yuba. And, buying these helps support Mike going back to Yuba every year, and I'm glad to help support him going there and having some fun. So, but I'm going to get out of here. I hope everyone has an absolute great week. Hopefully you're finding good gold, because even when gold's going down, it's still going up. It was $30 10 years ago a gram, and now it's at $145. So it's still going up even when it's going down. I like Jet Dry. I've been using Jet Dry for years, but there's a whole bunch of them out there now, and I want to test out a whole bunch of them and see if there's anything better than Jet Dry. So, but all right, everyone, have a great time. See you next Tuesday.